But I believe that by overwhelming majority, you and I, in the long run, and if it be necessary, you and I will act together to protect, to defend, by every means at our command.
Cymatics is the study of sound and vibration made visible. They say cymatics derives from the Greek kuma, meaning billow or wave. It's also found in nature. We are slowed down sound and light waves, a walking bundle of frequencies turned into the cosmos. We are souls dressed up in a sacred biochemical garments, and our bodies are the instruments through which our souls play their music. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms energy, frequency and vibration. You can look at disease as a form of disharmony, and there's no organ system in the body that's not affected by sound and music. Mitchell Gaynor. So that got me thinking, which is very dangerous. Organ, from the Latin organum, meaning an instrument or tool. Churches and cathedrals have organs. Must be a coincidence that churches have cymatics. And here is evidence of that cymatics. It's everywhere, it's in our faces, and all people in the community show these as evidence for cymatics. You can see the patterns can be made. What can you say? It's right in our faces. Music is the key, and that's what I want to get at in this video, to show it. It's blew me away, guys. It really has. When I'm excited, you guys should be, well, hopefully. In music, a key is the main group of pitches or notes that form the harmonic foundation of a piece of music. And there we have, yep, pi. The constant pi helps us to understand our universe with greater clarity. The definition of pi inspired a new notion of the measurement of angles, a new unit of measurement. So that got me thinking, why is pi a door like music? It's in your faces, the doors. And what do doors need to open? Yep, you got it, keys. It's always about keys, frequency keys. Where have you heard that before? If the key to the universe is energy and frequency vibration, then surely the person who holds those keys, the keys, rules. And who holds the keys but the janitor? How long have I been saying in videos Janos holds those keys? The frequency keys. Everything is sound vibration, guys. Cymatics is the study of sound and vibration made visible. So we are seeing the visible Janos in reality, in the moment and in the now. And we know that the word study means the time to learn and gain knowledge of whatever we are learning. And the more older we get, hopefully, the wiser we become. But it's not always the case. There is exceptions to the rule, like in anything. And I want to use this analogy. A tree's age is shown by the rings, the marks its life has left on it. Others will say fingerprints. I say fingerprints of sound, because it looks like sound to me. It does like fingerprints too. Now thank you for Carla for this. A sign of age in humans is called the forehead. The forehead 11. It's a result from muscle contractions and when you basically concentrate and squint or frown. The fingerprints of life are tree rings, and it's an 11, Janus's number too, right on your forehead. And it must be a coincidence the pineal gland is located in this 11. Just a coincidence, that, guys. Nothing to it. What's the occult name for the pineal too? What is it? The pineal gland again? Janos. Pineal gland in gematria 128 adds to 11. Oh, I get excited. So let's spell etymology Cymatics. That's the real reason we're here. And I've done all this just to lead up to this. Matic, so split it in two. Matics means willing to learn and self-perform, or that something operates or acts on itself. The word mat overlaps with mut, and in Hebrew mut means to die or to kill, and a name for a demon. So I'm slightly going off topic, but it's a use of words I could not ignore. Mot or Motu was the favourite son of the god El, and the most prominent enemy of the god Baal. We know who Baal is. Now, ik from matic can be found to mean to behave like. So we're talking about sound here. So mat also means dull or flat surface, or to mark and to measure. So there's a few other things it can be. Now to the word sigh. This has wowed me. Sigh originally is a variant of the Latin ia and ancient Greek ia also. Used to form nouns of state, condition, or quality, or rank. Let's have a look at it as a number. Oh, it's 11. That's just a coincidence. This 11 and Janos is all connected. So let's leave you with this. Before my thoughts, what's the entity behind Janos? What's its oldest name? Oh, the first king of Sumeria was also the first god of Sumeria. He was a deified king named Ia, and he was known as Lord of the Flood or Lord of the Deep Waters. The name Ia served as the basis of god names from many other cultures. Yahweh, Yoveh, Jehovah, Allah, Janos, Ionos, Uranus, and Oans. In your face. It's all frequencies, vibration, energy, and cymatics is the study of that. Does that mean it's the study of Janos? Remember, the word was made flesh and dwelt amongst us. That was John, a derivative of Janos. Could that mean there is different words made flesh walking around? Remember, anagram of the word is DOWO, which is old root word for door. I want to finish with this before my thoughts. If all the world is a stage, anagram for stage is gates. Ask yourself, who is the god of gates? Who connects AI, IA, frequency, sound, keys together? It is Janos.
Yeah, they call me the black sheep. You know they call me the black sheep.
Welcome to What the Flock TV, home of the black sheep. And fellow flockers and black sheep, all welcome to this channel. So guys, I want to again start by thank you for everyone for the love and support, the sharing, the liking, the comments when I can get to them and when I even see them, because you know what YouTube are like. And also the people who've just gone that a little bit extra and bought me a coffee through Buy Me a Coffee. It's, guys, I salute you guys, you know what I mean, it's humbling. So again, thank you for that support, it means so much. Right, so on to the video. Ooh. It was only supposed to be a spell etymology, and I thought, you know what, I have to build the tension. I have to build the scenario, I have to build the image that I want in my head, so you guys could appreciate the ending of it, and hopefully you can see why I had to do it. It's just my mouth's dropped. It's all in, you know, it's all to me. Now some people, understandably, will go, well, I don't see the significance, I don't see why you're so excited about it. And because those people have just not researched the same as me, and we see all in different eyes. So hopefully eventually those guys can, you know, follow what you guys have been on the journey with this Janos research. And guys, you know, you'll say in the comments, I'm even going to premiere this because I got so excited about it, and I'm doing a thought in a spell etymology video. That's how excited I am about it. And you know, how long have I been telling you about Janos being sound and frequency keys? He holds them, you know, I even made the word up, frequencies to frequency keys, because he's a god of keys, and that's what's basically in music, and it's what forms music in the pitches and tones, the keys. And when you know you write music, it looks like doors, just like pi does, you know, a significant thing in mathematics. And that's why I included that, just to show you that there's hidden doors within anything. And like mathematics and music, they used to see they were one and the same. Stems from Pythagoras, saying there's music in the heavens, everything is music. And that to me is just showing you, because how many times have we listened to music and for some reason we listen to it and it triggers a memory, or we just cry because the tone of the music, it's hitting an emotion in us and the tears flood, you know. To me that's beautiful. And you know, when you love a song, that generally happens and you keep going back to it, and that just shows you the power of music. People don't understand it. I mean, you can believe, like I said, I use Einstein's and Tesla's quotes, and people have an opinion on, you know, them, and especially if they are real or not. It's not about if they're real or not, or what your opinion on it. It was just what they said in that. There is some truth, I believe, into what they said. So that's why I use it. That's what some people get uptight on. Sometimes you're putting stuff in that, oh, did you know Einstein did? Did you know Tesla might not even existed? You know, do we all exist? When do we exist but in the now? And I always think if these people didn't exist, or they were, you know, they were part of the gang, within a lie, you have to keep as close as possible you can to the truth. That's what people say on enough, and use other quotes, and people that are a bit shady but say, you know, there is some truth in that. And that's why I've used it, because there is some truth, I believe, in what they're saying about what we are. How many videos have I done on like music and frequency in regard to like and torus fields? It's all connected. And when we are coming into this, and how many people do you see talking about cymatics? It's beautiful. I mean, as you know, cymatics is a study of sound and vibration, basically made visible. So you're seeing a frequency made visible in the medium. Some use sand, some use water, some use oil, some use, you know, there's different types of medium that you can see. Snowflake is cymatics made real and solid and visible, because it's hitting the frequencies and it's coming down like the pattern that it makes. Hence, you know, all fruit, flowers, the cymatics makes it grow in certain patterns. Just intriguing, isn't it? Just really intriguing. And that's why I hit on it a few times, several times. I know several means more than one and two, doesn't it? Several times, that if the world is frequency, energy and vibration, whoever holds the keys is boss. And that's why I put in about the janitor. The janitor holds the keys. You could have the headmaster, the headmistress, but they don't carry the keys. You know what I mean? And that's what's always intrigued me about Janos. The name janitor comes from Janos. All the research I've done in Janos has been leading me to this moment. I'm putting my neck out more. I'm theorizing more. I'm going out. Some people will call it a huge stretch. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion, because we all see things differently. I see things, I keep my opinion to myself on other things, because, you know, that's what it is. Keep it yourself. Scroll past if you disagree, but some people can't. But that's life, and sometimes it is refreshing, because you want to see what other people are thinking about. It's just respect, isn't it? So when we're talking about this, and we've seen about cymatics, a lot of people talk about cymatics. We're sitting in the community, they show you the cathedrals, and then they go on about the cathedrals and what the etymology of this and that is, and oh, look at the architecture, they've built it like cymatics. And they talk about how churches were made for healing, and I've made many videos saying, could it be the other way around, to harm? It's like harmony. It's got a harm on me in it. That's an intriguing thing, isn't it? And then you look at the etymology of organ, and it comes from the Latin organum, meaning instrument or tool. So like an instrument or a tool, anyone can use them if they know where they are kept. And it's like in reality, the harm in each organ, making each organ sick. So that's why I put in the quote about, you know, the disharmonies in it, how it creates negativity and illness in our organs. It's also susceptible to sound and frequency, because that's what basically they're saying everything is. Everything is a wave. Some people like to surf. So you can see why this is blowing my mind, because you saw me talk about it at the end in my thoughts. And music is key. Music, what can open any door. Music can levitate things. Music can harm. Music can heal. Music can create holograms. There's nothing that sound can't do if you get the right pitch, tone. And as some of my friends on social media have been talking about a lot this way, tone also anagrams into stone. So tones. There's always talk of us being stone, and my old etymology, my old video showing marble means the spirit's being petrified, being spiritually dead. So, you know, we all make different content and thoughts, and if we don't use each other's thoughts and just give people you know, tilt your cap, I think it was JS who mentioned that one, while we, but, you know, doing the job for them. So if cymatics is a study of sound invisible made visible, like I said in the video, is it shown, are we seeing Janos at work made visible? Janos is cymatics. Etymology wise, some people can argue with it, but I'm showing you enough to go, I can see why you've done it. I don't agree, Paul, but I can see why you're coming to that conclusion, and that's all I can ask. You either believe, you don't, or you can see where the crazy's going, because it's fascinating. Tell me this is not a big deal, because we have a lot of people out there talking about sound, frequency, vibration, talking about cymatics, and they always, you know, don't like me talking about Janos, and I've just proven Janos is cymatics, possibly cymatics. Because you know what I mean, I say nothing is a fact, I never do. But when you hit something on the on the head, on top of the nail, you know you're on it. And something that was just telling me this, I'm on it. And then weird things happening, like my computer just shutting off mid-riff, making a video, just completely turning off. Not a power surge, just actually coming on the screen saying I'm turning off due to unexpected error. I'm like, fucking hell. I know I need a new computer, but that's never happened before. So this is why I like to mix things up. Normally Spelletymology are short, from 3 to 8 to 10 minutes, building up to it. But when I was doing this, I thought, how can I do this? I don't want to be doing like half an hour like main slot that I do and then thoughts. I'm just going to build up to the grandstanding of the Spelletymology by just, you know, shoving a few things in regarding sound. And one of them again was sent to me by a flocker, Carla, you know, and again you have to say thanks. So we've had 2 flockers, you know, get a show in and talk to me about stuff in regard to the video that I was doing for the last few days a week. And that was when I was talking about tree rings. Now tree rings, people talk about them being fingerprints, and they do look alike. There's no way you can say it doesn't. But they also look like sound frequencies, like a pebble dropping in water, and it hits the medium and it creates the wake. And let me just write that down, because that's something I want to talk about as well. And I forgot to put in. So see, dead professional me. So I was talking about how could they be sound waves, a frequency of life. You know, people talk about the Schumann resonance, the Earth's frequency. Now, does wherever we live, stone is different, the texture of the ground is different. Does frequencies change in those locations? Does that affect growth? Does that affect the tree rings? Does that affect us? Well, we know they affect us by using sound as weapons and frequencies as weapons. It's not a new thing. And the tree ring shows its age and also its life. You know, if they're near or far apart, you know, it talks about the growth in between the rings and the condition of this realm has had on them. And then Carla sent me this, and it's talking about, you go I don't know if mine looks like an 11 or a butt crack. Does that say something? On our forehead, the marks of squinting, learning and life and old age. You also get crow feet on the side when you get older. People use ways to get rid of that, don't they, in them injections and things. But tell me that ain't a wow. We're talking about a sign of old age, like the tree rings on us, and it's called the forehead 11. Who had 4 heads, 3 heads, 2 heads? Who have I showed and made many videos on? Yep, Janos. So it's called forehead. It's called a forehead anyway. And where it's situated in, the pineal gland rests inside. So, you know, some people will say it's here or there, but, you know, like I showed you in the video, that line can belong in some. How is that not a coincidence? You telling me that the pineal sits inside the two 11s, the doorways, and that's experience? And I know, because you're old, it doesn't mean you're wise or you know a lot of shit, and you're respectable, because there is always anomalies in life. And that just also blew me away. It's in the 11s. I've made videos on the realm of 11. So if anyone's new to my channel and have only watched the last few, go back and try and watch the realm of 11. That is like showing you where we live, the realm from etymology to sacred images or secret society images, and also theorizing a lot. I cram a lot of them. I've done about 3 or 4 videos in the 11. There's actually the realm of 11, and then there's videos that I've used 11 in, and there's a playlist. Please check it out. You'll know why I get excited when it's at 11, because it's one of Janus's number. It represents the door. And also number that represents the door is 7. 7 is like the door ajar. Because if you look at it, a 7, it's basically the top of the door frame and the side of the door, whereas 2 11s is the door or the door posts, and it's open. And this is what I'm talking about. How can that possibly be that the age of experience and frowning on life is marked by an 11, the doorway, the portal, and the pineal is hidden behind it. And the pineal gland is 11 letters and also 11 in gematria. Come on, people say in the chat there's no such thing as a coincidence, and I know when I try and do objective, but sometimes when you're in the zone and you see things, you're like, could it be? And this is what I do. I just want to show these. And to me, when we're talking about frequencies and who holds the frequency keys, is the janitor. All keys are music and frequency and vibration, and that's why they worship him. They're trying to appease him, because he what connects A to B, everything, transitions. You want to talk or go to other gods, you've got to talk through him. So it's an important deity. Some people will type it in and say, no, it's insignificant, but I've done enough research and videos now to show you the significance of it, whether you believe it or not. You know what I mean? That's all, an all different thing about it. But his number he's also 365, which is a calendar. He's in charge of the calends, the zodiac. I've talked about that for many years, and I'm seeing now more and more people talking about this and mentioning Janus in association with that. I'm glad they're watching, but please guys, send me some love. You know what I mean? Send me some love. So yeah, that blew me away. So thank you for Carla, and also we had Jace with the stone and tones. Again, 2 people didn't know I was making this video, and they've contributed to the video, because we're talking about frequencies to elevate, and what petrified and made things stone. In the Bible talks about us being stone and rock and different things. Is it a petrification of us, turning us into stone? You got the Gorgon, and obviously Gorgon is a Medusa, and various things in this reality turn to stone. So is that a frequency or a sound that did that? It's intriguing to think of it, isn't it? So that was just leading up to the etymology of the word cymatics, which is a spell. So remember, cymatics is just, they will say it's a study of sound and vibration made visible, but it's also the result of the spell. Spells do not mean it's bad. Everything in this realm is magic. It works off spells. It's like you can make someone smile by saying something beautiful or heartfelt to them, or you can curse them, like I was talking in the last video. So we can do both good and bad. But the power of the vocal cord, the voice of God, I've talked about many years ago. And I used to have a laugh with a friend on social media about the song, where it says Singy has a secret chord. Is there a secret chord? a secret frequency that we used to be able to say or do. For instance, like that Amazon thing, you know, the priest, I forgot what it's called now. It's so long since I've watched it. And he had the voice of Genesis, which Gen comes from Janos. I'll not say that though. And he was able to make anyone do anything. So that's the power of the vocal cords. We can make people do whatever we want. And it's proven in life and in reality. And so this all ties in with tones and frequency and vibration, like the vocal cords. Chords is why it's used in music also. So it's all connected. We just have to connect it in our own way that, you know, it makes sense to us. That's what basically what we do, and people have done for millennia. So when we see something that's been taken as fact, that is just someone who's been doing the same, and a lot of people thought, you know what, that makes a lot of sense and it's true, we'll state it's fact. You know what I mean? That's breaking it as much down. You know, for me, people can disagree because it's a frequency. Things vibe with you or they don't. You know, some people will see me for the first time, can't understand me, think I talk too quick, and they just don't get me because they're making an impression when they look at the screen and video of using the judges, the irises, the scrying mirrors, think, nah, it doesn't just sit right with me. And that's good, because that's just, you know, that's what we all do. You know, I just said to people like that, just check out the other stuff. If not, stay safe. People don't like that. And go on your travels and enjoy life. So this brought down to the cymatics of that word. So spells, you know, abracadabra, which can is it trace back itself to Abrascus, and we know who Abrascus is. Paul, it can't. That's what they say. So I broke it down a few ways, and the first one I broke it down, I did the end first. You know, broke it down cymatics and dematics, and it was talking about matics, meaning the willing to learn, self-perform, or that something operates or acts on itself. That's intriguing, isn't it? Because also you got that included in words like automatic. But think about it, your organs, they work on their own. I'm Muslim, you know, I'm not a physician, but do you know what I mean? You know, you don't physically think, all right, my heart's beating now, beat, or my stomach's going to, you know what I mean? You control it, but you don't control it in that conscious way. So it works on itself. But think about it, if frequencies can harm organs or control organs, and people say there's not, but there is out there. I mean, there's one famous tone, a frequency called the brown note, and that is supposed to make you shit your pants. If you know, I've not tried it on myself, but it's supposedly true. So if that's a case of using a frequency, you see it on YouTube, you know, click play on the healing frequency of a certain frequency, and you click on it, and, you know, people are leading and it's healing, and there's going to be frequencies who disharm, take away the harmony, can hurt. It's in spells. I know some people use it more so as work, and some people say it's wrong. A lot of people in family life have done it and it's worked. You know, could it all be down to the intent? Life knows if you really mean it. Do you know what I mean? And you can feel it. I've talked about it many times. You go into a room, if I'm smiling and laughing and going, hey, and having a laugh and a joke, people feel the same. If I walk in a room and I'm angry, people feel it. It's a frequency that you give off. It's like a wake. You drop a pebble in, it's going to hit something and you feel it. You know, it's like sonar. How sonar works, you hit sonar, you know, the fish or the birds or whatever, send it out. You know, birds is slightly named something different, but you know what I mean, it sends out bats, hits something, it hits the surface and comes back and tells them what it is. You know, we have it, it's just not as prevalent. And so it just makes me think, wow, the matics means to operate the organ, just physical organ, but also the biological organ is named after that, and it comes from organum, meaning instrument or a tool. Can someone else use those instruments? MK Ultras can reprogram. So these organs are programmable and controllable. That makes sense. If all these organs are in a vessel, makes you think, doesn't it? And then you go on to other words for mat. And this is, I did not stretch this, but if I see something intriguing, I'm not going to say I'm not going to tell you, because it's intriguing. Pardon me. A mat from Cymatics also overlaps with mut, like the dog, M-U-T, but it comes from the Hebrew and it means to die or to kill, and it's also a name of a demon. So they say that overlaps. And the name of the demon is, if I get this right, is it Mutu, M-U-T-U or M-O-T-U, and he's said to be the favourite son of El and the enemy of Baal. So think about it, mot, because that's what, you know, it's M-O-T-U, motu, mot. When someone says about a group of people, they go, whoa, like the band, oh, they're a motley crew. Is that where the etymology for that comes from? You know, I think so. Makes sense to me. There's a motley crew, and sometimes, most times, 99 out of 10, it's not a term of endearment, is it? You know, said night, oh, a lot of gangs coming down the street. Oh, look at this motley crew coming down here. It's, you know, I mean, it's not, you know, like the band, if people's into the band. But now I know where that comes from in my head. Is that too much of a coincidence? So you had all this, and then you had the ick that you, if you wanted to break it down into three, meant to behave like. To behave like. So that led me to the first bit, and this what absolutely broke away. I have to make a video on this. I'm so excited. Let me go live. I can't keep hold of anything. I'm like, I have to tell people. Who can I tell? Oh, but if I tell people, I'll ruin the surprise. And that's what I'm doing, because I'm getting excited and I'm talking faster and I'm like this. Oh no, Paul, just make the video. So I'm all over the place like that. I get excited, I know. And CY stems from the Latin IA and the Greek IA. And as soon as I heard that, obviously we know if everything is a mirror, AI, we've talked about this many times, but the oldest name of the entity, that is Janos the janitor, is IA, and is tied to Enki, end key, frequent key. We have his well, I won't say log because I don't know him personally. His messenger was Azamud, 2 heads. And then there's also images, which I've shown you in many videos, of a god in Mesopotamia that way with 4 heads, but they didn't know his name. Wow. We know a certain person in thing who did that with a mic. I'll do that with a pen. Tell me that is not significant. To me, that is, wow. Cymatics. People get so excited about cymatics. Etymology is a breakdown of the words. And I've just showed you that cymatics stems from the original name of Janos. And I've been telling you for so long that Janos holds the keys, the frequent keys, but I didn't know this because I didn't stop there. If I'd have stopped there and listened to all the haters, I would not progress the theory. I've progressed it. I've looked into it, and something told me to look at the word cymatics the other day, and I broke it down, and I've just showed you CY stems from the Latin IA in both Latin and Greek. And in Greek, it is the prime number and number 11. Say what? How is that possible? It's just a coincidence. I'm stretching and I'm making it all up. I've just not showed you all the information and let you guys get on with it. We're not in the realm of 11, and it's the jurisdiction of L. Remember, that's all in those old videos. It just excites me, guys, and I can't hold it. And you know what I mean, I feel proud that I've carried on doing this research. And again, it's not for everyone, I get that, and I'm not picking on anyone, and I'm not stating this is fact or truth. But when you've been on a journey, and all the people in the community, they talk about the Mandela effect, they talk about flat earth, they talk about the pineal gland, the third eye, they talk about the Vatican, maritime law, and so on and so on, star thoughts, the law. And Janus is connected to them all, and they refuse to look into it. But I do feel it's changing. You can only ignore this for so long. And people talk about cymatics, frequencies, and obviously another word for a cymatics pattern is a mandala. Tell me, we have the stars. You know, we've all done with our cameras, took pictures of the stars, and you can see them changing colours and weaving in and out. Because, like Pythagoras thought, the heavens, everything makes a sound. And now I know why. I get emotional, you know what I mean? I'm soft in that way. But it's you know, when you get to that moment, you just go, you know, how many people talk about all this stuff? And it's not like I'm making this shit up. I'm putting it together in connecting it for the dots for you, but people can go out and find this. People would have already broken down cymatics and looked into the word psi and said IA and thought Greek 11 and so on, and not thought about it because they don't know that's the oldest name for Janos entity. It's music. If everything in this world is music, frequency, vibration, then we are talking about who that is, the entity, what its name is. Some people in Egypt will call it the Heka. What connects all things is the magic, which is the frequencies. Now, cymatics is the result of seeing that visible, but it's Janos. And I call it Janos, but the entity's oldest name is IA, and there would be older, you know, older names. But like I was saying in the last video, it's just about getting hold of that information. So that just really, it just like, no way. I cannot, you know, leave that as it is. So as we're getting towards the end of the video, I was talking about the word. So creation is in Genesis, which can trace its name back to, that person. And it also uses a certain person's name, what book it's from, John. John is a derivative of yes, that's just a coincidence. And they talk about the word was made flesh. So us, what, you know, a creator's word made flesh. And I just thought to myself, okay, so they made us, you know, different civilizations have us making out of clay and dust and things, not. But in that particular bit, it says the word was made flesh, so everything was made into creation by a thought. Then the vocal cords, the voice of God, and we were made flesh. You know, I say we in that sense. And could there be another species, other types of animals in this magical realm that were made? with the word? Because are we that egotistical and big-headed and to think if you create anything, do you just stop with us first? Do you not make anything before us? You know, there's talk of leviathans, animals, etc., etc. But is there other humanoids? I mean, was it just lucky first time round? All depends on what you believe is the creator, or if there is a creator. Do you get it right first time? Could there be other words made flesh? And remember, words make flesh are anything you give a label to. The label we give ourselves to was human. Was that the frequency Q? The celestial sphinx I've talked about many years ago. Just makes you think. And then when you look at the words, you know, the word, and etymology wise, I anagram that, and it's spelled D-O-W-R, door. But Paul, that's like you've got an accent saying the door. I know. But it was actually an old English spelling of the word door. Also oak, tree of life. So the word is an anagram for the word door. We are walking doors, and we need keys to open. It's like life, isn't it? Our heart, our emotions, our consciousness, our soul, our memories. People want to know them. They come up to you and say, hello. Oh, we can't use that, Paul, because it's got hell in. Oh, right. Could they be wrong? Who told you? Do we have to? That's what we're saying with anything. It's the intent. Is hell low, or is hell high, or is it hell heaven? That's another one of my videos. H, etymology wise, looks like a door. Why did he call it hell and heaven? Take the H off, you get hell heaven. Oh, you're stretching there, Paul. It's just an opinion. So all this connects all doors. And who's the god of doors? All the world is a stage, they say. Stage, anagrams for gates. Who is the god of gates? Oh, yes. The same as doors, portals. They're doing that. That's CERN, Paul. CERN's opening portals. Okay. What's Janus' other name? CERN in us. Oh, we'll ignore that. See, all these communities ignore. Quickest way to get someone rattled is say that's another name or derivative of Janus. Boom, straight in. It's just information. That's all it is. You know, surely we want more information. Paints a better picture. And this is just one of those videos, guys. It just absolutely just knocked me for six. And they say, why is it six? I'm tempting you dropped. Sixes and sevens and all that. I did the etymology for that years ago in regards to the customs houses and of the, you know, I mean, the markets in London. That's where it came from, sixes and sevens. But this is about cymatics, and I'm just putting it out there, more information on cymatics. So, you know, when someone says cymatics, and, you know, you can say, oh, What the Fuck TV's done a video on that, etymology wise, and he's broken it down, and it's basically the study of Janos. We're Janos. Janos is not good, it's not bad. It's all about the intent, it's all about the wand. Think about it. It's all music. When you go to a funeral, what do they play? Music. Well, what's another word for music? For a funeral, it's a wake. You know, you have the funeral itself, they play music there. I've been to funerals when they've played music. And I've also been to the wakes where they play music. What does a vessel make when it's going through water? It's a wake. So you play music, is that to make that wake easy to handle? But think about it, when someone dies close to us, and we've all had people doing so, their life creates a wake it creates ripples. Like I said, my good friend Steve. And they create wakes. And we have to be able to handle the wakes up and down. It's life. But it's music. Those wakes are just cymatics. So you can go out on a ship, you can go out on a boat, you can go out on a dinghy, you go on the water. This round, people think this is not water. It's a liquid, it's a gas. It's still water. Planes, aeroplane. Plane. Aquaplaning ships, aquaplane. Because they're going over the water. So that's what we're doing in life. We're trying to plane get through this life as easily as possible. So, you know what I mean? You have to create and not as much drag and wake in the water. But hopefully I can, and like you guys, can make a decent way that you will be remembered when you're no longer here. And I'm thought of as fondly. We all like to be that because we're human. So just think about the other species of humanoid with a different word, a different door. That gets my mind going. Because think about it, is each species under a different star, Polaris, you talk about Polaris, people don't understand that moved. And it moves because, we've all done star trails on cameras and you can see it moves. There's Polaris A and B also. And then also, Thuban used to be the North Star in antiquity. That's why you've got serpent worship, because it comes from Draco or the dragon constellation. And I think it's coming to Vega in 100 or 200 years, something like that. So, is that a frequency that's making us, our fingerprints are made from supposedly touching your mother's womb. So whatever your mum's experiencing carrying you, surely that would make your fingerprints. That's something to think about, isn't it? So making this video, I just want to highlight that and show you how excited I am about making more Janus connections. And I don't want to just make videos just for the sake of it. I want to progress it. And just look at the topics I've progressed Janus in. And again, yes, I am theorising, but I'm showing you why I'm theorising and coming up with that conclusion for the evidence it's provided. And people talk about how everything is connected. Now I know what's connecting everything. In one reality, they call it the Hecker. And that traces back to Hecate. But also, Hecate was a threshold god, a liminal god, just like Janos is. But Janos has the keys, the frequency keys. So if everyone agrees, if you don't believe it's that, then it's cool. We'll make some other theories and thoughts on it. But this to me was huge, and hopefully you guys can see why I think that, and hopefully I've made it and clarified it enough so you can see it. And there's some food for thought in this, especially the word for flesh. Is that made any other species? That's got me really, really thinking. It really has. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please like, share and subscribe. It's how we know you're liking the content. I know some people don't like liking, creating things, but it's for me. It makes me feel appreciated. You know what I mean? And I can see that you're enjoying it. If you don't want to leave a like, try and leave a comment, or somehow follow me on the other social medias under What the Flock TV. I'm easily found, more easily found than I was. And remember, I have one on Odyssey under What the Flock TV. I've just done a new short video on the Arcturus, which is intriguing again, because that talks about curses and spells and what do all those need. They need a medium to work through. That's what we are, wands, vessels. So follow me on Twitter, Instagram, What the Flock TV, and I'll see you in the premiere, guys. So like, share and subscribe, and if you're feeling generous or want to help me even more, please just follow the link in the description. I don't like leaving it in the comments of the premieres because you guys just want to have a good chat and a natter. So it's in the description, and I'll see where this can go, if I can progress this or other things I've talked about in this video. See if I can progress that. Anything? No. Oh, I forgot about that also. Scratch that. Rewind. Also, you know, the mat is also something you stand on. And it also means to dull, like the paint, or a flat surface. So is it talking about the frequency, the vibration, creating a flat surface, a flat plane? There you go. Boom, boom. I got it to the word in the end. And that's intriguing because I was in another chat. So yeah, I'm just thinking on the fly now. Organic, people think it of a natural, made by the earth. Organ means it's an instrument or a tool, and ick means to be like. Makes you think, doesn't it? I'm definitely going now. So like, share and subscribe, show the love, get my name around, guys. I need you guys to go into the other chats that you go in and say to the creators and to the people in there, if you want to see a different perspective and something different, check out What the Flock TV. Right, guys? I do love you all, and stay safe, and don't let the bar stools grind us down. Bye, guys. Bye.